Hey y'all, it's Courtney from Alpha Gal on a Dime. I had a request the other day to make brown gravy. Someone wanted to know how to make brown gravy because there's not really a safe brown gravy that I've found anyway. So I have emu burger steak, or actually I think some of my family may eat it just as a plain hamburger. Anyway, this is emu that I got from Amarillo Hills Farm, and I mixed it 1-to-1 with chicken leg quarters that I ground up myself, my Nutri-Ninja, and I have a post about that if you want to check that out. I'll link it in the comments. Anyway, so come on over. So this is what I have. I have my emu burger steak that I've made, and you can see that I put duck fat in it to help make a good crust, and that's what's in here: duck fat and pan drippings. And so it's salty because I salt my meat. I use Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning because that's our favorite. We like things spicy. And I'm just gonna add, we're pretty big gravy lovers here. Gravy is basically fat and flour. Fat, flour, and water. You can see them. I'm using my Chinese soup spoon, but I'm gonna get about, not quite, probably an 1/8 of an inch of this pan. It depends on your pan. I'm just gonna cover the bottom of my pan with oil. Can you see that, babe? And so I think that's enough. We'll make that work anyway. So I'm going to next take, I have to have non-enriched flour, so I use King Arthur. I've also used things like Bob's Red Mill or Arrowhead Farms, but I'm just going to take a heaping tablespoon of flour, and I'm going to put flour in it. I'm going to start with 3 heaping tablespoons. And then what you do is you turn your eye back on. I'm going to put it on high so I can get this done quick for y'all. But this is in real time here. And what you do, you don't want to nobody likes lumpy gravy. I want to tell you a little bit of a story about my gravy making history. I was told real quick that if I didn't learn how to make biscuits and gravy, that I was going to have to get a divorce. My husband loves biscuits and gravy, so my gravy technique I had to get that southern skill down pat. All right, so you can see that the pan drippings are there, but you see how it's starting to bubble up. That's a good thing. It doesn't need to be dark. The brown part, the quote brown part, is from the rendering of the meat. You know, brown gravy is made with beef broth. That's why we can't have it, because our Alpha Gal, it's mammal. So this emu and chicken rendering, plus the flour and oil. And look, this is a little too thin. I'm gonna add some more. Because after you do this is also something that French chefs use. It's something that Cajun chefs use. This is really just a roux. It's oil and flour. And what I do, I'm using my eyes and just looking at the blend itself. There's a point where this is going to come together and I'll know that I have enough flour. There's just no way I can hardly tell you. There's just not much way for me to tell you how much flour to use, how much oil to use. It depends on your pan. And this is something that you'll have to get a feel for. It's not hard, but you have to have somebody show you how to do it. I feel like that anyway. And so I have put a lot of oil in here, and now I need to get some more flour. I dropped my spoon, so I can see I'm needing a lot more flour. This is going to fill this bowl up when I get ready to thin it with my water, which I have my water handy. All right, I've got my eye on high still. And as I'm heating it here, on this eye, the sugars in this flour, the starches, you can see it's getting darker. That's going to make a nice nutty flavor. And this is not going to be like a true brown gravy per se. It's not going to have the beef flavor, but it is going to have that emu. I don't know how to describe it. Emu has iron in it, and so it is going to taste more like beef. And I find that the emu and chicken blend is really beef-like. All right, so I'm going to tell you this is what it's supposed to look like. So take note of it. Now, can you keep on cooking it? Yes, you can. What will happen is the flour will get darker, and you'll get a richer flavor. But my heat's going off. And I'm very quickly, because we're getting some smoke here, that means you need to turn your temperature down if you were going to keep going with it. But you can see it's coalescing here. It's starting to kind of, the gluten is coming together, and it's solidifying, changing states almost. All right, and it's going to look crazy, but this is just from years of doing this, and I know how much to put in this pan. I'm probably going to even have to add more water. But I don't know, it's pretty close, I think. So it's going to be thick on the bottom, and you don't want any lumps. So you want to take your spatula and just rub the bottom of the pan. Also, that's going to keep it from scorching. You know, unless you just want a really dark roux, and you have to cook a roux for a gumbo extremely long time. You have to sit and stir. You can't you can't walk away from this. This is why meals like this with biscuits and gravy or hamburger steak and gravy, they're really comfort food, because it takes time to put in it, and it's a real act of love. And y'all, what did I tell you? This is the consistency that my family likes their gravy. I do not need to add any more water. This is also, it's going to continue as it sits on this eye with that heat that remains in the eye. It's going to thicken a little more. But this is it. Also, what I'm going to do, since I didn't do this first, I'm going to take my onions, and I'll get that separated with the spatula. Then I'm going to take my leftovers. This morning I posted a recipe for my portobello pizzas with vegan Babybel. And so I'm just going to sit this here, and I guess I will cook it a little longer, but I'm going to stop now and let you guys just take in what I said, because this is real time. I hadn't got any editing stuff, so I've taken up enough of your time. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll try to get back to you. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.